What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about some Resident Evil 8 more leaks from our old friend, who not actually my friend, just somebody who I've obviously covered quite a bit of, Aesthetic Gamer, aka Dust Golem. So we talked about quite a few leaks of his in the past in regards to Resident Evil, in regards to Silent Hill, all sorts of different stuff. Very up and down. I respect the guy. Again, we've covered a lot of his different stuff. Sometimes he's right, sometimes he's wrong. So you do have to take these things, even though he's a more-ish trustworthy guy. You gotta take these things with a grain of salt. All right. So and a thing with this, actually, that's a good thing when we talk about the open world mechanics of this game, which we'll go into. It was actually kind of backed up a few days later. So this is old when he tweeted this. This was on January 25th. He said Resident Evil Village has a sort of small open world design. Metroidvania is the word the team uses. There's more of a focus on exploration, every area connecting and returning to areas than most Resident Evil games. The game also has some, and I'm not gonna say them, I just don't know what YouTube is allowed or not, but it has some stuff that makes it more of like an M-rated thing. And then he says an example, is those that moth lady vampire peoples have been raving about recently. When they dissipate or they are killed, they're non-clothed for a moment. That said, they turn goopy and into those crawling spider things, which are not very attractive, so take that as you will. I do believe him. I think this stuff is probably right on the money. So honestly, the whole the rating of the game, stuff like that, I'm not gonna get too far into. Number one, I don't care all that much. I expect this game to be I expect this game to be terrifying. I expect this game to have some of those elements that obviously are for more adult people. Okay, that's just the way it is. But I want to focus on that first part. So it's gonna have a sort of small open world design. Metroidvania is the word the team uses. Now, there was a story on Biohazard Declassified yesterday from when you guys are seeing it. So that was on January 25th. This one was from yesterday. Resident Evil Village might be larger than we expected, and the story is that Resident Evil Village's Steam page update hints at an open world. Now again, the way Dust Golem talks about it, or Aesthetic Gamer, again, whatever you want, the way he talks about it is the whole everything connecting to each other. Now, I would argue that Biohazard, Resident Evil 7, did that to an extent. There were some areas that were blocked off. It wasn't all entirely open world, but it was open world in the best way that Resident Evil, I think, can be. You're not gonna have literally an open world game, kind of even a way that The Last of Us and Uncharted, like Naughty Dog, have done it, where they've kept them it just feels very familiar, like when they do open world stuff in those games, and they've gotten bigger and bigger. Uncharted 4, there were some really big open world moments to it, where you had like an area that you could really go in a lot of different ways, but there was definitely a distinct path, okay? And all the parts still felt like Uncharted. The Last of Us, same thing. There were the story elements, they were all telling stories, there were notes, there was stuff that were infected, there was all that, but you could explore. In fact, you could explore city blocks, which was actually quite a bit for The Last of Us Part 2. But again, you did have a goal. You did have where you were actually supposed to go. Now again, this is different. This is even, I would say, more closed off, but all the places, or some places, let's say. Actually, he says every area connecting, so we will assume all of them. So all the areas connect with each other. I like that. It makes you feel, especially in a world like Resident Evil. Now, I played the demo, actually, very good. But I feel like it works really well with the feel of Resident Evil, because it's like, okay, you always feel like you're part of it. And there's dangers. There's like legitimate scary dangers that are all over the place. So I like that. I like feeling that when you leave an area, it's still there. And not only is it still there, because I guess that's the case for really any game or movie or whatever, but you can go back to it. You know what I mean? And maybe you will go back to it, right? And that adds to the exploration. So again, Biohazard, I'd say, did that reasonably well. Biohazard had quite a bit of that again I really liked, and that added to the puzzles, that added into the like re-exploration, added to like going back into some areas to get something to unlock a new area. And that's kind of it's like a trope, but like in a good way, right? Where that's just something that you do. Maybe you're in an area, you explore it, but you have to eventually go back because there was something that maybe you didn't see the first time, or maybe you did, that eventually helps you get to a new place. But again, you may have to revisit that old place again. I like that idea. I really do. They've done it before, and just kind of expanding it here, I think would be a really cool thing. So it's really all I want to talk about. Again, I'm not going to talk about the rating thing, but you guys definitely can in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think about the open world mechanics of this game? How do you think they're going to work? What do you think about how they're going to go with the ratings and certain things they'll show? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. And again, I've covered Village quite a lot, both on this channel, on my main channel. I do a new video every single day on this channel, though, and so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.